I'm your ice cream man, baby. Stop me when I'm passing by.
We're still at our undisclosed location. That's how the episode's going to start with.
With the undisclosed location?
No, with the quack, 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 which I think we just caught the beginning of. Yeah, still at our undisclosed location for our daily chat. Hello, everybody. Hi.
I make all kinds of mouth noises.
We are, mouth
you know that,
percussion
right?
is part of our instrumentarium.
Well, there's words in sounds.
Yes, and that's how we start writing lyrics. When I have a great chord progression, I hear a melody, I go, what the go things get it? And what does that sound like? I'm gonna marry a Daffy Duck. Is that what I'm saying? What am I?
Do you really do that?
Yes.
Nice.
What am I sounding? What am I garbling out? And how does that? What would that be in English if it made sense as a lyric?
So hold on a sec. You do that for lyrics?
Yes.
See, when I hear that, I'm like, oh, that's instruments. That's what I hear. Like I hear, I don't hear words.
Oh, no, because I hear music so clearly and I have such trouble with lyrics.
Okay.
Then I start going, what is the most innate way to put a phonic, phonetically on what I'm hearing? And is that it's almost like a scatting, but a little more anglicized.
Okay.
And then I try to attach actual lyrics that read out a story or a concept to what I just garbled. And a lot of times I'll be in the room and one of my co-writers will go, I'm like, hold on, what did you say there? He said, I didn't. I said, exactly.
Yeah, you
Say
did.
it again. Yeah, you did. Say it again, because that's our lyric, because that is a perfect, you can just feel the fit of that, the vowel or the whatever that is, the syllables, just like, oh, hand in glove, pocket.
Welcome to Harleys and Hairspray.
Here we are for
wow.
a daily fireside, sans fire. Because it's too hot. It's summertime, as you could tell, protecting my big bald egg. Okay, I have a really interesting question for you today.
What? We were already on something.
Oh,
we were there. Okay, hold on.
Let's save the question for another fireside
contextualize for those of you who might be new. So we're here to talk about life and art and life as art and you as art, as a living art. And
interconnected.
Yeah, and you said this thing last time about fulfillment. Was that you?
Well, I don't know. Are you cheating on me with another podcaster?
I talk a lot.
It had to be me.
I think of it, but I think that was the essence of it, and it was about fulfillment. So you just jumped into, who knows how long we'll be today, but you've just jumped into a chunk of time with us where we are connecting fulfillment and art and life and play.
Yes.
Okay.
They're one and the same. But my question was, what happened first? Were you born an artist, or did you feel art's impact and said, oh, that speaks to me like nothing else. I need to follow this path.
Whew.
The chicken or the egg?
I think I just came out expressing myself. And so I think extroverts have an advantage. I really do, because extroverts, come on, I am one, wear who they are. They can't, it behooves them to hold it inside. So when you wear who you are on the outside, people will comment on who you are as a kid. I mean, don't grown-ups do that. Oh, you're so expressive, or oh, you're so, oh, listen to you, you're such a dancer, or whatever, right?
Those stamps.
Right?
And then you carry them forever.
Yeah. So I think I
don't say, oh, you're such a beautiful narcissist. Stamp. Off we go. Welcome to your life.
Look at you, quiet little book reader. Aren't you sweet? Look at this little intellectual sitting there not talking. No, they don't do that.
Look at you, little passive-aggressive attachment fold. Oh, look at you. You're so sweet.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. No. So I think my position on this would be that we all come into the world exactly as we are. And this beautiful journey that we're on is to take it as far as we can. But some of us get a leg up because we're extroverts, so the world can see it right away, which means we can also see it right away.
Okay, but what happens when you're working at a tempo and then you feel your tempo slowing and then all of a sudden you're buoyed by some other source? Like, for example, something that just feels so right because it's so perfect in its craft or it's in its construction.
Okay, so you must be talking about your process. Tell me more.
Okay, so on And I mentioned this last time where when I have nothing, sometimes I just look to the works of others for inspiration, for other ideas and other engines and generators, catalysts of creativity. But sometimes I feel myself slow down and my momentum of creativity. Maybe it's not daily, maybe it's not a daily output, or maybe I'm just uninspired, and then I'll hear something and it makes me realize that I'm overthinking, and then I need to be more instinctive and more impulsive in my work. And a great example of that, I'm setting this up so you can tell me what your great example is. A great example for me is Prince, If I Was Your Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because the sound matches the story, matches the mood, matches his vocal delivery.
Yeah.
The lyrics, the music, the production, his vocal performance, the story concept are all so perfectly working in concert.
Yeah.
And it's rather simple when you hear it.
Yeah.
Because it comes out of him like breathing.
Yeah.
It's not labored breathing.
He's not in the way.
He's not in the way of his own work. He just truly
It's
is.
Prince.
Lets it flow. Well, it's anything with Prince, right?
Yeah.
But he truly demonstrates what it's like to be a vessel.
Yes.
And those moments for me when I feel like I'm overthinking or I'm being too mathematical or too clinical in my art, or I'm mathematizing it a little too much to try and get something every single day, I look at those moments that teach me over again. They teach me as if I know nothing about how to approach things purely and simply in the most genuine fashion. What is an example? So Prince, for those of you, please go check out Sign of the Times. It was not a single, it's a deep track. If I Was Your Girlfriend, everything about it tells you why Prince is such a genius. But is there a piece of art that moves you that way, that reteaches you, or reminds you to take a different approach, or re-inspires you, reinvigorates you when you feel a little slowed in your own personal tempo?
Okay, so yes and no, because I don't actually ever feel slowed in my personal tempo. I don't. But you and I move at different rhythms. You're a sprinter. I would put you as a sprinter in your creative process, and that is the rhythm that you like. Like, you like to be at that clip. And I'm a long distance runner.
So in other words, I'm a burster and you're an undulator.
Well, no, because bursts have maybe.
Okay.
I burst too.
You keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
So
Teach me.
And so what that means is, for me, where I hear you say you're always reaching for or striving for or leaning into that high momentum place where like you're going, and I'm actually like, you're always, I feel you driving, and whereas I'm a sink in. So for me, I consistent, like why I'm never sort of out of that zone is because there's always an inner life. Like there's always an inner life. So all I have to do, honestly, is take a few breaths and something will come. I may not like it, but something will come. It might not be like that pocket, or it lands in the pocket, but something's always there because it's that inner world. And you know, I crave, and I don't know if I crave, I live in that land of myth, of symbols and sounds and that rich landscape. So I don't have that, but let me give an example of someone who teaches me then, okay? Because my thing is there's always too much going on. That's my thing. There's always a shit ton, and I got to wade through it. So just recently, it's St. Vincent is my latest obsession.
Yeah, St.
right?
Vincent, great.
Fuck me. Ugh. And aside from, you know, how she can rock it out, like aside from that, which is a given, like put her in the tights and the high heel shoes and the rock it out and the crazy hair, give her the growl, great. But that's awesome. But it's those quiet pieces that she does. Champagne Year.
She gets to the core of you.
Fuck me. She is so patient. And she doesn't come in on the on beat, she comes in on the off beat, but you're unexpected. And then she puts a k to her K. And it's like, it's so deliberate. She's so patient. like
specifically subtle, intentional, everything.
intentional.
Yes.
And like that teaches me to fucking slow down, Overbury, make a choice, sit in the discomfort, and really let the world see you in a specific way. That's my big teacher, because I'm either raw and slow or and like bursting.
So when you hear St. Vincent, do you think that every moment of the process is a treasure and to be treasured, rather than let's finish the song, wrap it up, and see how this whole thing stacks up? So the journey or the finished product conversation.
It's the in-between moments that are so deliberate. Like I can't do that. And maybe I can, and I just don't know how yet. Like, when somebody said this to me once, and I use it a lot, you can only see in others that which you have in yourself.
Right.
Because if you didn't have it, it's like another language, you wouldn't be able to hear it or see it. So.
It's Jungian. It's very...
That's very, good call.
It's that. It makes me almost want to get into the God conversation.
Oh.
Like, if you can imagine it, does that mean that it exists? Because how could you possibly imagine something that has no existential construct? You don't even know what you don't know, in other words, right?
Wow.
But, okay, maybe that's a conversation.
I like that, though. That's a different conversation. But let's go there one day.
Yeah.
Because, art, God,
But don't you think, and back to Prince, same thing.
Prince.
Art, God, sex, it's all spirituality, it's all one and the same.
Art, God, sex, spirituality.
No, it's all one thing. But is there a piece of that argument that we carry with us in art? Like, do we create something that is within the parameters of our imagination? Or... so if a dog hears frequencies, for example, or a bear smells things that we don't, because of their fabric and their makeup, are we limited in what we create simply by our imagination and our skill set?
Yes. 1,000% yes.
St. Vincent's not wired like us, so you hear something different in her work than you hear in our work.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah. So where are you going? Help me understand.
I'm going to a place of asking, how do we broaden our parameters so that we do tomorrow what we can't imagine doing today?
Okay, so here's where I go with this.
And break out of ourselves.
It's a practice of letting yourself be surprised. Like, I say this to writers all the time. I don't work with songwriters. I work with novelists and speakers and things like that. But I always say, don't tell me what you know. That's boring. Right into what you don't know. And they look at me like, what the hell are you talking about? I can't write what I don't know. I'm like, well, if you're going to tell me what you know, you're just going to lecture me. And I don't care. Right into something you don't know.
How do you get there? If I was a person that has never done this before and I came to you and I started doing a workshop with you and you said that to me, I would not understand. I understand the English of it. I don't understand the process of it. How do I get somewhere I've never been, and how do I surprise myself by going somewhere brand new? I don't even know its existence. I don't know its location. I don't have an access point. How do I find an access point for that location?
I think songwriters get it, because you have a short space to say a big thing.
Yes.
So you have to chase an emotion. And
you have to crystallize it all and make it digestible to the listener quickly.
And so the way in is the impulse. So it's writers tend to think in cognitive patterns. They think about, and then this happened, and then this happened, right? Blocks like math, like this plus this equals this. Which, of course, thank you, you've taught me is also in songwriting. But a song, to me anyway, is like it's a color. It's an emotion. And so for me, it's like start with that. For me, it's like
the synesthesia of it.
Yeah. Start with a sensory thing.
This is why we're a good team.
And chase that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And let follow. Learn how to fucking follow. You don't have to lead all the time. Learn how to follow. That's where you write into the things that you don't know.
You better shut your lips and listen. You gotta learn how to follow.
You do. You gotta learn how to follow. Follow the story. Are you a good follower or you're a leader? You're both.
Well,
where do you go?
No, I'm definitely an alpha.
Okay.
And I'm a leader, but I also realize that my leadership comes with a lot of control issues, and the best way to remedy that is just to surrender to the learning of those around me, or to the inspiration around me. So I make a point of not being an alpha. I go against my own grain specifically because I know what my alpha results yield. So that's an example of me wanting to be surprised, because when I shut my lips and listen, the end result's going to be invariably different because of the contributions of others, or the inspiration of the day if I'm working on my own.
I like that.
But I'm controlling about it because I think in my head, this may be completely wrong, but I think I'm a great arbiter of good music.
Which is still a control seat, just saying.
Correct. And so I feel as though my taste is fantastic, superior, almost elitist, but I also am old enough to know that I might be completely wrong. And I'm open to learning and the supposition that I am not correct. So I never say no. At this point in my life, I no longer say no.
Nice.
I stay open.
So I'm curious.
But my taste,
Yeah.
my need to control remains.
Yeah.
My solid tastes remain. I'm just more malleable in my education now.
Okay. So I hear you're open to learning, which is one way in. To me, I put a context of learning around an answer. I'm going to learn a new answer. That's where I go. But my question for you is, how open are you to discovery?
Very.
Okay.
Very. But to me, there's no difference between the creative process and my love life.
Okay. I hear you. Ding, ding, ding.
And I mean, do I really need to elaborate? When you have a new partner, it's all about discovery. When you're in a new writing room with new people, it's all about discovery. When you're trying a new genre of music, it's all about discovery. I'm 100% open to discovery. 100. Unless there's a bigger number, then I'm that.
I love it.
100. But if you were to ask me 20 years ago,
Yeah.
I would not have the same answer, because my ego so ensconced me that discovery wasn't as important as planting the flag of Alex in the ground.
Right.
But now I don't care about the flag. To me, I'm much more multicultural. I want many, many flags planted, not the flag of Alex. I've done that. I got it. The rewards aren't that great.
And it's a thing. And I say that as a feminist, learning how to plant your flag is a skill. Like once you, and I as a woman, God, it took me years to give myself permission to plant my own flag. So I don't want to diminish what comes with planting a flag, but it's just one thing.
Correct.
Which is awesome. You learn how to plant your flag and learn how to give it up too.
That's all it is. That's all. That may be one of the more fundamental things I've heard you say. Learn how to plant your flag and learn how to unplant it and give it up. Because that's the fluctuation of life. That's the tension resolution of life. That's the organized sound and silence of music and art. That's all of the things that you were saying about the things you don't see, the places you don't see, the places that surprise you. That's the silence between all the organized sound and all the organized noise that gives noise meaning. It's all the things about, I like who you are, I like who you're not, the outcast line, right? It's all of that. Knowing how to unplant your flag and be totally fine with it is so fundamental. And it's exciting too, because then you release this self-centered notion that you matter that much, or you matter. I grew up thinking that I was special. Because as an only child, my incredible parents made me feel that way. And while I'm special, I'm no more special than every other special human. So I had to let go of the notion that somehow I was the epicenter of the universe. Even the epicenter of my universe. I had to let that go. And once you do, then the floodgates open to all of these new epiphanies and discovery.
I think we got it.
Wow.
That's a life lesson
Boom.
right there.
You guys, I'm not one to preach. I try not to be preachy. But you may want to listen to this episode more than once. I'm just saying. We'll catch you another day.
I'm your ice cream man, baby. Stop me when I'm passing by.